Hey guys, what's happening? So I was thinking about the wedding day buck. The shorts are up, and I kind of want to tell the story because I haven't actually like told the story just about that buck in particular. I saw him on the first day of archery when I walked in there. I kicked him up. I seen him standing there. There was nothing I could do. He was too far away. So I never saw him. After I kicked him out that day, I didn't see him. I hunted for a few weeks up until our wedding day. Our wedding day rolls around. I haven't seen a buck. I only seen little guys. I never saw any of the big bucks. I know there's 2 of them down there. But all I was seeing is there's a little 6-pointer and then there's a little 3-pointer that walks around in that old actual like spiker with 2 little spikes. So I've seen them quite a few times. A bunch of doe, shot a couple doe because I don't really hunt for horns, but this year I've been really trying just because of this buck. I got a shot at him on the wedding day, as you guys heard. Pretty sure I shouldered him. Well, not pretty sure. I'm almost positive because. So we'll just run through what happened real quick before we get into the whole shoulder shot. So the day of the wedding comes. I go in there. I get in there late because all the bridesmaids stayed at the house, and the one girl didn't move her car, so I had to get up. I had to have my fiance wake her up, get her keys so I could move her car, and then so by the time I got in the woods, I was already like 20 minutes. I was in the woods. It was like 7:20. It was like 7:20, so I was way late. Not that it matters really. I mean, for whatever reason, the deer don't move down here until like 8 o'clock. Like that's when I see them. It's like prime time. It's like 8 when they start moving. So, but anyway, so I get in the woods. I made that video of, it's the wedding day. Shortly after that video, he comes down the other hillside, and he came in. It happened so fast. I didn't even have time to like look at his rack. I just knew he was big. So when he got he came within 40 yards, and it wasn't going to get any closer because there's a trail on that side that they follow, and once they're on that trail, the best you're getting is 40 yards, and I can't get any closer really because there's no other good trees. So I took the shot, and he was alert. He saw me. He saw me and he stopped because he had his nose down, and I freaking, I said it's now or never. So I pulled my bow back behind the tree, stepped out a little bit enough that I could get around. He's staring at me. I take my time. I let it rip. Everything slows down. It's like it goes into slow motion, like I'm watching it on a camera. I see the arrow flying through the air. It's going good. I see it drop. Once it dropped, I lost it. Once it started to sink into him, I lost it. And I looked at him, and as I looked at him, he squatted his body down and turned his head, and he was getting ready to do a 180 and run back the other way. And then all I heard was crack. And I think what happened was when he turned, it buried into his shoulder. And my buddy came, as you know in the video. He came, we looked, and no blood. Never found the arrow. Broken, whatever, I don't know. I'm sure it's not in him still, but never found the arrow. It didn't hit a tree because the only tree that was there was the one that was right behind him, and if I missed, it would have hit that tree. And if I did miss, it would have been sticking out of the ground because I was shooting uphill, and it just, the way it was arcing, I feel like I would have seen it. So we looked, and then we walked into the woods, and my mom calls me. She goes, "You're gonna find it." She says a prayer. No sooner do I get off the phone with her, I take 5 steps and look up, and there he is, standing there in the bushes, just looking at me. He stood up, and I only had a 20, 30, and a 40-yard pin marked out on my bow. I didn't have a 50 or a 60, and he was probably about 60. I could have guessed it, but I didn't want to risk the shot, so I let it go. We went over to where he was bedded. No blood, no arrow, no nothing. I had to get out of the woods. It was 11 o'clock. The wedding, it was at 1, so I was like, all right. So I got out. I just knew it was a shoulder. So I never went back in looking for him because we would have been we would have been looking. I just know for a fact. I just felt it after I didn't find any blood and didn't find the arrow, and that he stood there and walked away like nothing happened. And sure enough, wedding passes. I didn't get out for like a week after the wedding, just stuff going on. It was hot too. It was really hot here, and the deer don't like to move here when it's hot. They do. I've shot one, but the buck don't. I don't normally see buck. Doe are moving all the time. But anyway, so I didn't hunt. I go out. First day back out since the wedding, since the shot. I was in the woods for 15 minutes. He comes straight at me. He's coming to me. He literally lined up in almost the identical spot. Like he was he was actually probably standing almost in the exact same spot, just facing the opposite direction, because he came from the other side. He came from a different way, but he came through. I went, Mark. He stopped. I flung the arrow, and I never saw it. I don't know if it went under him or over him, but I didn't hear nothing. He leaped off. He went up there. He stood. He was coming back down, and then something spooked him, and he ran, and then he went up that trail I was telling you about, and that was the end of that day. I ended up, so that same day, there's going to be a video. I'm just going to tell this part because, so when the video comes out, you understand. So I went to go look for my arrow. It was just before dark. I wasn't going to shoot a doe, and I already knew that buck kind of went through and he wasn't coming back. So I was just going to get ready to leave a little early, and I took like 5 steps heading towards that arrow, and I stopped to look because you can't see it because the GoPro I got, or the camera I got for recording, is not that great. So there's a part earlier, the buck's chasing a doe down in the little field below me. So as I was walking to look for the arrow, I kept looking down there to see if they were still down there in case they came running up. Well, when you see in the video, you'll see a doe snorts. She never saw me, I don't think, and that's why she doesn't run. I think she heard me and then saw something there that didn't look right, but wasn't sure what it was. So she just stood there and was like looking at me, snorting, and she put her head behind it. She walked behind a tree, and I said, you know what? I wasn't going to shoot a doe, but you know what? I missed the buck earlier. It's the end of the night. Screw it. So I guessed the yardage because I couldn't get my rangefinder out. Actually, I had already put it away because I wasn't planning on shooting anything, but I kept my arrow knocked to walk through the woods because you just never know. Something could run up on you, especially in those woods. I've had deer just come running over those hills for no reason. So kept the arrow knocked. She ended up giving me a shot. I let it rip. I ended up spining her, but I didn't have to put another arrow in her. She bled out. I clipped the top of her lungs because I was shooting uphill. So she bled out. I mean, she didn't suffer. Like you'll see in the video, she rolls down the hill. She died. Like she literally dies within probably 2 minutes of the shot. Like she didn't suffer. So like for people that think she did when they see the clip or whatever, she definitely didn't suffer. I was gonna put another arrow in her. I watched her for a minute just to see if she was gonna stop breathing. She stopped. She was done. She didn't suffer. Trust me. So then that was that. So that's that story. So then the next day I go back. Actually no, I went back the next day. I didn't see nothing because I actually went back with my wife at the time. We sat in the afternoon. We just seen some does and stuff. But then I went back the following day. He came through, but he came through on the top of the hill and then came down just out of range. His closest was 60 yards. I'm not taking a 60-yard shot. So I let that be. He went up that other trail again, just like the last time. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm changing spots. That's it. I'm done. So I set up a new spot. I moved to the hillside where this trail is that he keeps taking. I literally get set up. You'll see a short for that too. I literally get set up, move over there. I'm in the woods for half an hour. And he comes through. And what's he do? He literally walks right along that hillside that I was just sitting on, my other spot, and walks right past that tree. You want to talk about a kick right in the fucking cannolis? It's like, come on, man, So, but that's hunting, right? So here we are. It's I think November 10th. 130, or actually 121. But this is about the time. Well, this isn't the time he likes to move, but I want to get in there because for whatever reason, the last 3 times I've seen him, it's been between 2 and 3, and it's been right there on time. Like within this hour of 2 to 3 o'clock is when he's moving. So I'm gonna get in here. Hopefully we we get lucky and we can pile them up, but we'll see. So wish me luck. That's the story of the wedding buck. We haven't came up with a name for him yet. The wife said Casper, I guess because he's, I don't know why Casper, but I was thinking, I don't know. I was thinking I need a name for him if I don't get him here shortly. But yeah, he just keeps outsmarting me. A clever little bastard. So hopefully we get him. Oh, and 2, just real quick, I hunt off the ground. Never hunted out of a tree stand, never shot a deer from a tree stand, never shot a deer from a blind. I've shot all my deers from standing behind trees and or just them running in on me or whatever, but never hunted from a tree stand. Hopefully going to change that in the future, save up some money and I'd like to get a saddle. I do have a blind. I'm going to use that in Jersey. We haven't got the Jersey because I'm on this guy, but once I get him, I'm going to go to Jersey and try to focus on just smashing up some does, and maybe if a buck comes through, because it's crazy with Jersey laws, you can just shoot as many deer as you want. It seems kind of counterproductive in the fact of like how you produce big buck in Jersey, but I don't know. I'm not going to go there to hunt buck. I'm just going to go there to smash up some doe. I've already gotten a few over there. I buy my license and just get as many as I can get and stock my freezer up, really. But I want to get this buck. I've never hunted a buck so hard in my hunting career ever. The bucks that I've gotten have just showed up and I shot them. They came through the woods, I smashed them. I wasn't out there hunting for them. The one big one I got, I just came back from Montana, and I just came back from Montana. Didn't get nothing out there, came home. These guys were on the other hillside, same area I'm hunting now. They pushed him across with the 4-wheelers. He came running across and I blasted him, and then the other one last year just came walking through with a doe. I shot him, and then the one before that, he came through by himself probably like 8 years ago, and I shot him with my bow. Yeah, so this is the first buck that I've actually been like, that I'm getting this buck and I'm going out and hunting him, and I've been hunting him and hunting him. And so hope we get him. It's been exciting. I want to do this again. I think next year I'm gonna push to really like start scouting early in August. Come down in these areas I hunt and start looking around and maybe start asking for some permission to hunt some of these properties and see if I can hunt down a bigger buck and see if I can try doing it that way. It's really hard to get permission to hunt properties around here, but I don't ask, so we won't know unless we try. So I think I'm going to try that next year, really scout really hard, checking fields and stuff, and see if I can get onto some big mature bucks, because not a lot of people hunt around here anymore. They used to. When I was younger, first day of shotgun, the roads would be full of people out hunting, but it's not like that anymore. It's way different. So yeah, so wish me luck going out there today, see if we can get eyes on them. I'd just be happy to see them. But if I could get a shot on it, it'd be even better. I'll keep you guys posted. Have a good one. Appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe. And for more, if you enjoy the content, and for more content to come. All right. See ya.